and welcome to How to Cook Great Food. With thousands of recipes and millions of views, why not subscribe to our channel and join the family?
Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. If you haven't already, please click that button and subscribe to our channel. On the menu today, and as you can see here, still hot, straight out of the pot, we're going to be making some chicken soup. I've called this Just Like Mum's because it's just like my mum's. I remember this as a kid, absolutely wonderful. It's packed with whatever you like, quite frankly. I've put some pasta in there, some potatoes, onions, celery, garlic, of course our chicken. Got a lovely, lovely broth. So simple, delicious. Let's go and do it. Okay, so let's get straight in. Large pot or pan we're going to need. Also going to need a lid for that. What we're going to do is start off by making a bit of a stock. So I've got a little touch of oil in there. If you wanted, you could use butter. Now I've got a whole chicken that I've chopped up, nicely cleaned, and I've just sort of roughly chopped it. In they go, all the parts, including those wings. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. A little bit of black pepper. A few whole cloves of garlic. And at this point you can start adding whatever flavours you want to. So today I'm just going to put one singular red chilli in there. A little bit of cinnamon stick, in that goes. And some bay leaf. Star anise, cloves, thyme, rosemary, all can really work now, depending on which direction you want to take your soup. Anyway, what we're going to do is throw this around in the pan, literally just for about 3 to 4 minutes, just to get it a little bit sealed. Then we're going to add a whole lot of water and boil it for a few minutes and create our broth. Let me just pop a lid on that while I talk, because it's rather noisy. So that chicken's absolutely nowhere near cooked. I mean, really nowhere near. So we just sort of browned it and got some of those flavours happening. What we're going to do now is add some cold water, quite a lot. We're going to cover it up and then we're going to bring it to the boil. And then once it comes to a boil, we're going to keep it on a rolling boil for about 5 to 6 minutes. There we go. You could put some ginger in that now as well. There's loads of different things you could add to kind of give the flavour that you wish. So like I say, bring it to a boil on a high heat, then turn it right down to a rolling boil, which is usually just above a simmer. And then we're gonna, 5-6 minutes, loosen it up. Then we're gonna drain it off, which means we'll have a beautiful stock at that point. We're going to use that to go back into our soup, and then we're going to pick the meat off of the bones. See you in about 5 or 6. Okay, so that's been going for about 6 minutes or so. I love that steam out. Just turn that off. And as you can see, we've got a lovely broth happening here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drain all of the broth off into a separate bowl, the chicken into a separate bowl, and then we'll pick out all the spices at this stage. Let me do that. Okay, so I've done that now. We're in a pan now, and I've got a couple of nice big knobs, what we call a knob of butter. You could use oil if you wanted. I just prefer butter for this. So here's our chicken. So I'm going to let that cool down, and then I'm going to take the meat off the bone with my hand, and we'll put that in a bit later. There's the balance of the herbs that we used, which I fished out. We don't need them now, they can go. And I hope just over in this corner, just about, you can see the stock. I can't pick that up because it's boiling hot. But yeah, we've got that lovely stock, that broth. So let's get started. So we're melting our butter. Let's go in with some chopped garlic. And some chopped onions. I'm using a red. And I like it all kind of chopped quite small. I'm now going in with some celery, and I've got here some carrots, all chopped really small. Now, as this is a soup, anything goes, guys. So I mean, put what you want in. Some, you know, vegetables like sweet potatoes. I'm actually going to add some regular potatoes a bit later, and you know, regarding herbs and spices, whatever you fancy. We've got a nice stock there, don't forget. I'm going to add just a little bit more salt now, just a little touch here, just to get that on its way. Going to go a little bit more black pepper, which I love. And we're going to cook these on a kind of below medium heat for about 4 to 5 minutes. Get them nicely sweated down. Then I'll be back and we'll have this soup done in no time. It's looking absolutely wonderful, this is. Really happy with how this is going. At this point I'm going to add those potatoes in. Again, cut nice and small. Sweet potatoes, like I say, work really well in this if you've got some of those. And I'm now going to add a little bit, just here I've got some sage. Which is a really, like I said before, underrated herb, but I really like it. But if you wanted now, put some oregano or oregano, rosemary, thyme, marjoram, basil. Today I'm just going with that little tiny bit of sage there. Again, let's let that sweat on this kind of just below a medium heat, just for about 2 to 3 more minutes. So while that was cooking, I've just taken all of the meat off of our bones, so that can all go in there now. Now I actually don't mind the skin as well. Some of the skin I like in there, gives it a lovely flavour. You might not want that, but there you go, there's all our bones and that. We can discard them now. Just toss this in. Now it's time to add that stock that we made. So here we go. That is wonderful. Now we're going to bring that to the boil. I mean, that stock's still really quite hot, so this is going to come to the boil quite quickly. Now I told you anything goes, so I'm actually now going to add, I just want a bit of pasta in there. I've got a spare bit of rigatoni that I'm going to throw in. Pasta works. You could chuck in some tin beans now, you know, like some red kidney peas or something like that, or black eyed peas, some lentils, chickpeas, you know, different types of pasta. You could put some more veggies in now, some zucchini, some mushrooms, anything you like. All we got to do now is get that to the boil, and then we're going to simmer that with the lid on for about 7 to 8 minutes, and that's going to be done. See you then. Okay, off goes the heat. Let's take a look. That is looking wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to me. So happy with that. That's a really healthy meal, that is to me, nice and chunky. That pasta's beautiful. Again, if you wanted, you know, when I put that pasta in, you could put a little handful of rice in as well. That works really well. Like I say, anything goes with soup, doesn't it? You can put anything you like in. We've got a beautiful broth there. Check that out for salt and pepper. You might want to add a little bit more, you know, depending on your taste. I am going to finish this off now with a nice big handful of fresh flat leaf parsley. Again, another herb will work really well, won't it? Dill, a little bit of dill in there could work. Some cilantro. Just adds a little something, I think, a little fresh herb. That's it, guys. I'm going to serve that with some lovely grated parmesan on the top and some garlic bread. That is a wonderful, wonderful meal. Bit of a classic, just like me mum used to make. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Helped us out a great deal. And we'll see you soon. Lots of love.
With thousands of recipes and millions of views, why not subscribe to our channel and join the family?